G'day, welcome back. Soul Covers here. Back after not reporting last night, and it happened to be our best night. Doesn't that figure? The one night we don't record is our best night. Now we did make a post on YouTube. We did tweet out all of these bets. Let's have a quick look over how we went last night. We went 3-1 for plus 4.75 units. Easily our best night in over a week. First, we had the Wizards plus 4.5 at Charlotte. Washington are 3-0 against Charlotte this season already. Look, Charlotte 0-3 this season against the spread as favourites. Anytime Charlotte is favoured, you just don't bet them. Like, there was no reason they should have been favoured that game after the way they'd performed on that West Coast trip. We also took the Pistons minus 9.5, took that for 2.5 units, got some great CLV on that one, finished at minus 12. I believe the Pistons won by about 20. They were in a back-to-back spot, but they were coming off a loss. Pistons really good off after a loss. We also really liked the under in that game, under 218.5, had that down for 3 units. That one, yeah, they finished at 211, pretty comfortable under, didn't really go above 220 at live. Like, smooth sailing for all three of those bets. We lost on Memphis minus 9.5. Spurs won outright. We bet that before Ja and Bane got announced out. Memphis are going to be an interesting team to look at going forward. They were obviously one of the second best team against the spread going into the All-Star break. They've now, I believe, all 5 games they've played since the All-Star break, they have not covered once. They're like 0-5 against the spread coming out of the All-Star break. It'll be interesting to see if the market like adjusts in terms of the spreads that they get given. They're certainly a team I like. They've got a top 5 net rating in the league. Like, how can you not back them? But yeah, look, we wanted to take them. They've been really good against the spread after a loss with no rest. Spurs just came to play. All right, let's step into this slate. How many games we got? This is a very good slate. Lots of good opportunities we've identified here, guys. If you haven't liked or subscribed to us, please do. Especially go follow me on Twitter. That's where I will tweet out all of these bets before I record. We have got some great tickets today. Really, we've got some amazing tickets. Hopefully, it's going to be a really good day. CLV, sometimes it doesn't mean much, especially for us, but look, with the CLV, you're just putting yourself in the best position possible. How many games have we got today? Because, yeah, it is a loaded slate, and there are some great opportunities here. Okay, there are 4. There's 9-game slate, so we are going to have to smash through these. It'll probably be a game or two where we just kind of gloss over it. Let's get that on screen up as well. There we go. Raptors and Magic. We'll cover that later on. Here we go. Oh. And oh my. This was a game I was looking long and hard at as soon as I saw the Celtics lose. We have the Nuggets in Boston. I have a max bet on this game. First max bet since started recording. It's actually the biggest bet I've had on a side this whole season. Nuggets coming off a bounce back win against Detroit. They broke their streak. Boston coming off 2 straight losses. They lost to Detroit by 20. They had a 20-point lead in Cleveland, against Cleveland in Boston. Tatum is telling him, get the hell out of here. Look, I was looking long and hard at taking Boston against Cleveland. You guys heard me say that in my last episode. Boston is a team we always look for coming off a loss. One of the best teams straight up and against the spread after a loss. Ultimately, we stayed off them in this Cavs game. It is the Cavs, and we did see the line move towards Cleveland. So I was like, nah, just going to sit this one out. I'm glad I didn't take it because that would have been if you had Boston that game, I'm sorry, that's just a bad beat. That game was so damn entertaining. It's better to watch without skin in the game. So look, Boston, after a loss, 13-4 against the spread, 15-2 straight up. This is always a spot to look towards Boston. Now they're playing a Denver team. Denver are really good, but not as good as Cleveland. They are nowhere near on Cleveland's level this season. So look, the big difference in that Boston-Cleveland game was Cleveland's bench. Ty Jerome plus 34 in that game. You know, Darius Garland, like, he had like 3 or 4 like amazing clips, making the rounds on Twitter. He was a minus 17 in that game. Cleveland's bench was the difference in that game. Looking at Denver, their bench is weak. Much weaker than Boston, even a depleted Boston's bench. KP and Drew are doubtful. Jaylen Brown is questionable. I do expect Jaylen Brown to play. I mean, he just dropped 30 off being questionable. I don't see why he wouldn't. In this spot, I love Boston. Saw this open up at -2. I managed to pick off a -1.5. We max bet that immediately. Denver is in a really bad travel spot. This is the 3rd game in 4 days. You know, it's actually 3rd game in 3.5 days. This is Denver played on Thursday and Friday nights, had Saturday off, and now they're playing a Sunday afternoon game. That's like 3.5 days. Last game of a 4-game road trip. Gordon questionable as well. He's really important for this matchup. He'll be guarding Tatum. Projections got this at Celtics -2.5. Line opened at -2. Now we see on the odds screen it is 3.5. Tilted towards Boston as well. 3.5s across the board. We max bet this for 5 units at -1.5. Look, if you can still find a 3, definitely take that. 3.5, play a unit on it. I really like Boston in this spot. Now, the public is all over Boston. But look, I'm really happy with the ticket that we got. Look, if this gets to 4, I'm going to consider playing some of it back towards the Nuggets. Maybe play a unit or 2 back on the Nuggets, +4. Try open up that middle. I generally don't like doing that. When you get the CLV, I just like to ride with it. But since I've got a max bet on this position, might look to play some Nuggets at +4, +4.5 if it gets there. Look, total open at 237.5, now at 235. Seen some sharp action towards the under. Projections have this at 238.4. Look, I'm not touching the total. We like the over last Sunday when the Celtics played in a day game. That game went way under. Those day games just... Look, going forward, unless I see there's a massive edge towards the under, I'll take it. Otherwise, just not going to mess around with the total. Now, let's move on to another game where we've just got another amazing ticket. That is the Portland Trailblazers playing in Cleveland. Cleveland coming off that big win in Boston. God, that was a good game. It's going to be fun seeing those teams play in the Eastern Conference Finals. Back onto this. So, line opened at Cavs -10.5. It went out to 11.5. Now back at 11. Look, projections got this at Cavs -18. Donovan Mitchell ruled out. So, look, even though there's a massive edge here towards Cleveland, Cavs, great home team against the spread, best against the spread team in the league. This just feels like a prime letdown spot for the Cavs. You know, if this projected line was at like 14 or something, I'd just go ahead and take the Blazers. Portland have been playing really well. They've won like 2 or 3 straight. They've been covering. Market's also very high on Portland, so look, I'm not touching the spread in this game. I'd lean Portland, but just I'm not gonna do it. Like, this is a prime letdown spot for Cleveland. I wish they were playing I wish they were playing like the Bulls, and it was like a -15 to the Bulls or -17 to the Bulls. I'd play that, but just yeah. Look, not playing the spread now. The total. Ooh. Total opened at 228.5. We saw the market moving towards 230. We managed to pick up a 228.5 ticket. We played that for 3 units, and now look, it is steamed up all the way to 235. Projections have this at 233. Look, no Donovan Mitchell, I don't care. 228.5 was just a bad number. We love the over against that number. Now, definitely not worth playing into. Really great ticket. Love to see that CLV. Hopefully, it means we can get a win. We're starting off with a great head start in that total. Let's keep it moving. We have the Bulls versus the Pacers. This line opened up at 9.5. Now at Pacers -10, tilted towards the Pacers. Projections got this at Pacers -8. So, bit of an edge here for the Bulls against the current line. Look, I feel like every time I talk about the Bulls, I just say I'm not going near it. Like this, again, this is a team that should be tanking it. They continue to cover. They continue to win. Like they just beat the Raptors by 10 in overtime. They covered against the Clippers. This is a team that should tank. They've just got guys I like as well, like Lonzo, Kobe White. Like they're just gonna get you wins. Like they're gonna keep you in the game. So nothing from me here on the spread. Total open at 245. Now seen some movement down towards 243. Projections at 245. Look, nothing from me on the total. We've got a lot of other spots on this card that we like. Lots of good games to watch as well. Please do not watch this one. Next, we have the Knicks in Miami. So, this spread opened at 5.5. Now we see it 6.5. Projections got this as a pick'em, slightly tilted towards the Knicks. Both teams coming off underdog wins. The Heat, they just played the Pacers in Miami. That was some very interesting line movement you see there. Game opened at Pacers -2, went out to Pacers -4.5. Then just before tip-off, no injuries, no nothing. Got hit with a big move back to the Pacers, closed at Pacers -2. Knicks coming off a big win in Memphis. We were on Memphis that game. Tough to see that one. Look, this is one where I tried to find reasons to take Miami, but I just couldn't. Heat are 9-18 against the spread this season after a win. Wiggins, Jovic, Harkes all out. Cat dropped 44 in the last matchup. Knicks won by 10 in Miami. Game opened at Knicks -1.5, closed at Knicks -2. Nothing much there. Look, yeah, I got in my notes that if this one moved towards Miami, I'd probably take them, but we've actually seen it move towards the Knicks, so I'm not touching it. Let's keep it moving. Total open at 225.5, now at 222. So we've seen a lot of these games steam under. I know Heat home games have been a nice over spot, but we see two bottom 10 pace teams. We see two top 10 over teams. Yeah, look, nothing from me here on this game. It'll be an interesting game. Like, if the Heat cover, like, they're going to be a team I look to bet on going forward. But for now, not touching this one. Let's keep it moving. Who have we got next? We have got the Raptors and Magic. Oh, my Magic. Spread open at Raptors, Magic -6.5. Now at Raptors now at 7.5. You can probably find a 7. We have the Raptors' 4th best team against the spread. Probably a team like these against the spread rankings. Like they're pretty important. Like the teams that are really good against the spread, you might want to look to fade them. They're going to be teams that are overvalued in the market. Teams that are bad against the spread, they are teams that you might want to look to bet on because the market will be low. Market will be lower than we see Pacers Magic. So projections got this at Magic -8.7. This is another one I was looking at very closely. I'm kind of mad at myself for not taking the Magic -6.5. That was available for quite some time. I'm still looking at the 7. Going to continue to look at the odds board. Look, for now, no bets on the spread. We did see the Raptors won outright last time these teams played in Toronto. Now the Magic were without Paolo, without Franz. Now they're getting healthy. Again, I keep saying this Magic team is a team I want to back. It's just a tough spot to have that lay 7.5 points. Raptors have been on a bit of a bad run. They lost to the Bulls in overtime, didn't cover there. They lost to the Pacers, didn't cover there. They're playing they're playing at home against Boston. Depending on where you got the number, they either pushed or won against the spread against Boston. Look, for now, nothing from me on this game. We've seen the total open at 210, now at 209. Projections right there with the. Look, again, go follow my Twitter at Salt Covers. We might get down on the Magic. For now, nothing. Let's keep it moving. Gotta get through these games. Next, we have the Thunder and the Spurs. So, spread opened at Spread opened at Thunder minus 13.5. Still there, tilted towards the Spurs. We have the Thunder second best team against the spread this year. Projected line at 16.3, and that rating does account for the Spurs' full season net rating. So there's definitely some Wemby in there. Projected line without Wemby would probably be like 18 or 19. Look, yeah, this is just another spread that I'm not gonna back the Thunder here. Even though, look, it is tempting. It's just how like the Thunder are looking at this Spurs team. Like they can just walk in and win. They can just walk in and win. Spurs coming in off a nice win against Memphis. De'Aaron Fox game winner, now on a back-to-back. Look, nothing from me here on the spread. We got the total though. This was a good one. We have projected total at 231.8. This line opened at 237. We did take a small play on the under in this one. Spurs are 3-7 to the over with no rest. OKC are an over team. However, some of the weaker spots are when they're on the road and when they have a rest advantage. You know, Spurs, like the over-unders have been very interesting to look at since Fox joined. When Fox joined, they were 4-0 to the over in those first 4 games. Since, they've gone 1-6 to the over. Without Wemby, the Spurs are 1-5 to the over since Fox joined. It seems like the offense has been struggling without Fox. We have played the under to... What number did we get it at? I think we got 237. Played under 237. Played it for 1.5 units. Now at 236. You might be able to get a 236.5, which I'd still take. Look, OKC, they've been just going way over in their last 5 or so games. Looking for them to come back down to earth a little bit. Spurs coming in off a back-to-back. This matchup between these two teams, last 2 matchups have both gone well under the over-unders as well. So, look, let's keep it moving. We have under 237 for 1.5 units. Next, we have the Pelicans and Jazz. Ugh, just a disgusting game. The Jazz, they're basically playing the Salt Lake City Jazz here. I don't even know if that's what the G League team's called. You get the gist. They have John Collins out, Walker Kessler out. They have Larry Markkinen out, Colin Sexton out. This opened at Pelicans minus 4.5. Now at Pelicans minus 7. Projected line has this at Jazz minus 5. Now, that accounts for the Jazz having a fully healthy team. And yeah, look, honestly, at this point, it's Jazz or just don't play it. Like, look, the Pelicans, they've had some nice moments. They won 3 in a row. They beat the Spurs twice. They beat the Suns, and they got blown out by the Suns. Do you really trust this team to cover 7 on the road? Even if it's in Utah, none of their players are playing. Look, if you're looking for something to bet where all the numbers are now, I'd probably say take the Jazz. I haven't played it. I'm not even sure if I will. Total opened at 232. Now still there at 232. Look, nothing from me on this game. Maybe the Jazz, but I haven't played anything. I'd just get this game off my screen. Let's keep it moving. Next, we have Clippers and Lakers. No, these Clippers-Lakers games, they've just had some very, like, strange line movement. So, first starting off with the injuries, Austin Reeves doubtful, LeBron and Luka both questionable, Norman Powell probable. That's a big piece of injury news for the Clippers. What I watched that whole game last time these guys played. Look, it was a rough watch backing the Clippers in that game. Their offense just looked terrible. It's crazy. Like I don't like this Lakers team defensively, but they were really good against the Clippers. Like Zubac 8. Yeah, Lakers like Vanderbilt, Finney Smith, Jameson. They've got some guys who can play defense. So this line opened at Lakers -1.5. Now we see it move to Clippers -2.5. Projections got this at Lakers -8.7. Now this is factoring in how well the Lakers have played in February. These home and home series, they're tough because yeah, like you do want to flip around the other way. Like Lakers won and covered the first game, so you do want to look for the Clippers to win and cover the next game. Clippers are bringing back Powell. He's been off for a week, over a week. That's gonna price that in as well. Like yes, he will help them, but the team's bringing back a star player or a high usage player. Generally, teams to fade. So we've seen the line move towards the Clippers. I would expect LeBron and Luka to get ruled in. That'll move it back towards the Lakers. Like, look, I thought I had a pretty good handle on the Clippers winning and covering that last game. Now I'm just one thing I really didn't like about the Clippers is just they were content to, like the Lakers, all they would do is just go find Zubac, put him in a pick and roll. Clippers are going to switch every pick and roll, and they would just let LeBron or Luka just ISO Zubac the whole game. Now, in the fourth quarter, where the Clippers did make it a little bit interesting, they did start to blitz. This is a game that I will look to watch the first 5 minutes. If the Clippers are just going to switch Zubac onto LeBron or Luka and just let him play one-on-one every single time, I'm just not touching it. If the Clippers do start blitzing LeBron and Luka and make your Jared Vanderbilts, your Dorian Finney-Smiths shoot some threes and beat them from the outside, then I may look to back the Clippers. Nothing from me here at the moment. Total-wise, open at 220, still there. Nothing from me on the total. Last game on the card, which we've got some very nice positions in again. We have the Timberwolves and the Suns. This opening spread has just confused the hell out of me, and it's still there. This line opened at Suns -1.5. It is still there. Projected line is at Timberwolves -3.5. We have Gobert out, Ant is questionable, and Julius Randle is questionable. I don't care for Julius Randle, but Ant, I fully expect him to play. ESPN game, he's questionable with calf soreness, but he's had 3 or 4 days off because he didn't play in the last game. He was suspended. I fully expect Ant to play. Once he gets ruled in, this line moves to Timberwolves -2, -3. Hell, it might even move that way before he gets ruled in. I'm really surprised that this line hasn't budged yet. How can you back the Suns as favorites against the Timberwolves? So we've got 3 units down on the Timberwolves. We actually took them at $2.02. So you can get a better number on the Timberwolves money line right now, and I would go take it. And he's been questionable for like the last 2-3 weeks, and he hasn't missed a game. He's been playing back-to-backs as questionable. This guy plays. He wants to play. He's going against one of his idols in KD. I fully expect Ant to play and for this line to close at Timberwolves -2. We also have the total. So total, no Gobert. We said in the last episode, without Gobert, Timberwolves shoot a lot more threes and they play at a much faster pace. Gobert already ruled out for this one. Seeing this total move so high without the spread it's interesting. Like the total is moving up. That suggests that Ant should be playing. He is an over player. The Timberwolves play a lot better offensively with him in the lineup. So look, we've got tickets on both the Timberwolves money line and the over. We picked up the over at 227.5. It's now 230. We played each of them for 3 units. We've been looking towards the Timberwolves to bet the over. We had the over in the Timberwolves-Lakers game. That game, and we got like 4 points of CLV. That game went under, but again, Timberwolves without Gobert, look towards the over. We've got it here. Let's get into our best bets. We've got a loaded card today, but so many bets that we absolutely love. So we picked off Boston -1.5. Got that for a max bet at 5 units. Got it at $1.86. We also got Portland Cleveland over 228.5. 3 units down. That game's at 235. OKC at San Antonio got the under there 1.5 units at $1.90. If you can find it 236, go play it. We have Minnesota money line 3 units at $2.02. If you've got Bet365, go play it on Bet365. They've got a offer there where 20 points up and get your cash out. If you had Celtics money line against the Cavs, you would have won that bet even though they lost. Last, we have Timberwolves Suns over 227.5. Got that down for 3 units at 227. Now at 230. Probably not worth playing. Let's just have a look at our tickets as well because we got some great tickets here. Got some great tickets. This Celtics one, biggest bet I've played this year. If this gets out to 4 though, I'm probably going to play some of them back towards the Nuggets. I will tweet that out. Also looking at the Magic and the Clippers. Again, go follow me on Twitter, at SoulCovers. We also have the over 228. Now at 235, and then we have over for Suns, under for Spurs. Feeling really good about this card today. Let's hope for the best. Until next time, let's get them booked salty.